Hello everyone and welcome back to ESL 75 Pronunciation and Conversation level. Today we're focused on a consonant overview. Last class we looked at an overview of vowel sounds, of which there are 15 in English. Even though there are 5 vowels in the English alphabet, there are 15 different sounds. Consonants are not as overwhelming. There are many consonant sounds, 24 to be exact in English, but that's more or less the same amount of consonants as there are in the English alphabet. There are 19 consonants in the English alphabet. So in this chapter, we're going to go over what those consonant sounds are in the form of a consonant chart, similar to the vowel chart that we looked at last chapter. You're going to be able to identify what consonant sounds are difficult for you, more often than not because those sounds are not existent in your first language. And then you'll learn how to produce these consonant sounds in English. There are 3 ways that students have trouble producing consonant sounds. The first one that we're going to look at in this chapter is students tend to confuse voiceless and voiced consonant sounds. And you may remember this from last class that we talked about voiced versus voiceless. Voiced meaning that there's vibration in the anatomy of how we produce sounds in all languages. In that anatomy, in the throat, we create vibration for these consonant sounds. That's what it means to be voiced, vibration. Voiceless would mean the opposite, no vibration when we create these consonant sounds. So confusing voiced and voiceless, that's one of the 3 ways that students have a hard time with consonant sounds. Another way that students have difficulty is the manner in which air flows through the mouth. There are 2 primary ways that air is produced through the mouth or allowed to go through the mouth. Uninterrupted, meaning that air flows freely. Try to say that fast. Air flows freely. Gotta go slow with that. Uninterrupted. For example, when we pronounce both. Both. When the TH consonant sound allows air to flow freely through the mouth. Both. Both. Uninterrupted. And on the other hand, there's some consonant sounds where the air stops. When we pronounce that consonant sound, the production of that consonant sound stops the flow of air through your mouth. For example, boat. Boat. When we pronounce T sound, we stop the flow of air. So that's a difference, right? Uninterrupted airflow versus stopped airflow. So voiced and voiceless, vibration, uninterrupted, and stop in terms of airflow. And lastly, the other way is the proper placement of lips and tongue when we create these consonant sounds. Airflow begins in the lungs, right, in our chest, and goes through, but our mouth is the instrument, just like a musical instrument. Our mouth is the instrument via which we produce vowel and consonant sounds. And as we looked at in the previous chapter with vowel sounds, the placement of the tongue, if it's toward the front, or the central or middle or the back, has a big difference on the production of sound. What is the position of our lips? Are they spread? Are they rounded? Are they pressed together? The placement of lips is very important. And then what's our jaw doing? Is our jaw closed? Is it open halfway, or is it down low? Position of jaw, and especially lips and tongue, have a profound impact on the pronunciation of consonant sounds. So that's what we're going to do this chapter. Hopefully by the end of this chapter, you'll become familiar with all 24 consonant sounds. You'll be able to identify the consonant sounds that are difficult for you and practice those with the exercises in this book, and that you'll be able to produce with more confidence all 24 consonant sounds, but especially the ones that are difficult for you, as you're going to have a deeper understanding of the anatomy of the mouth and how the different parts of the mouth change to produce these different consonant sounds in English.